Hi, welcome to A.U.M. We are live, and I'm your host, Callie Fedosinko of Callie Collective, a digital marketing agency designed to convert more clients and create raving fans by building relationships between financial advisors and their target audience through data driven, custom content and advertising. Does your team know what kinds of life events to be listening for? Do you have resources and a communication plan ready to go for when a client or a prospect has a major life event? What life events do your clients have in common? Do you talk about those in your marketing? Today, we're talking about what age milestones you should be on the lookout for that trigger wealth management risks and opportunities, and how to communicate with your clients and prospects around major life events with Philipp Hecker, the CEO and co founder of Bento Engine, a fintech software company that connects with your CRM to offer timely and personalized content for your clients based on their life events. So, welcome, Philipp. So excited to have you.
Callie, great to see you. Looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to hop right in here with some of my questions and a reminder to our audience that you can ask questions and we'll see it on our end. So, Philipp, at the beginning of this year, we talked with Tommy Dorfler of Lighthouse Wealth Group about how he met his net new asset goal during a down market. And he attributed a large part of this to frequent and consistent communication. Now, communication can be around what's going on in the markets in that month or season, like RMDs in December. But communication can also be more personalized around what's happening in your clients' lives. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I'd say most major life events are pretty obvious, right? Like marriage, children, divorce. But I imagine there are others that aren't as obvious. What life events do advisors tend to overlook?
Callie, great question. And first off, I hope we can all agree that some of the very best marketing that advisors can do is to serve their existing clients really, really well.
Yes, absolutely.
Turning those into referral sources, into raving evangelists on your behalf would be beneficial for everyone.
Yeah.
How to do that? Delight them with personal, proactive, and impactful advice.
Mm,
And as you suggested, Kelly, we firmly believe that that advice can sometimes be market or product related, but
mm-hmm.
oftentimes should be client or prospect related.
Right.
What is going on in their lives that warrants attention? Some of these moments that matter, that's what we
Mm,
call,
mm-hmm.
are curveballs that life will throw you. Getting a divorce,
Mm,
getting sick, parents passing away. There are things that are hard to predict, and when they happen, they warrant attention.
yeah.
Other life events, such as getting married, having a child, moving to Florida, are a bit more plannable.
Right.
There's typically a lead time, so the advisor can and should proactively advise on those life events that
Mm,
not always, but oftentimes happen in the lives of your clients and prospects. And when they do, they represent major opportunities to lead with advice and capture money in motion. The last thing I'll suggest here, Callie, is in addition to these dynamic life events, some you need to be reactive, some you can be proactive.
mm,
Uncle Sam also gives us 15 age based milestones
mm.
that matter in wealth management because they trigger distinct risks or opportunities.
Yeah.
And given that they're hinging on the birthday of your client or prospect, they
Mm,
are highly predictable. May
yeah.
I share a page that brings that to life? Can I
Yeah.
screen share
I'd
here real
love
quick?
that if you would. Yeah.
I am pulling up a PowerPoint page. Can you all see a PowerPoint page building up?
No, we see um, the live stream.
Okay, then let me try this again. I am sharing the entire screen And then I'm pulling up a PowerPoint page. Do you see that now?
Yes.
Excellent. So this is a page that highlights the 15 age-based milestones that matter in wealth management because they trigger distinct wealth management risks opportunities.
Yeah.
10 of them on the right here in blue, Callie, pertain loosely to retirement. You know, turning 50 and being able to make catch-up contributions in your retirement accounts all the way to 73 and RMDs. 10 of them on the left in green pertain to the coming of age of the next gen of the client family. That thoughtful advisors want to do a better job at connecting with early and constructively.
Yeah.
For example, when the kids turn 14, we suggest that advisors reach out to their clients and prospects and give them guidance on how to secure working papers so that the children can legally start earning income and then put that legally earned income into custodial IRA accounts under the kid's name. The kids get to enjoy the power of tax-deferred compounding for decades to come. You get the joke. There is dozens of moments that matter on the life journeys of your clients and prospects. Some are curveballs that you need to react to. Others are highly predictable, and we thus encourage advisors to lead with timely, personal, and impactful advice during those moments that matter.
Is that PDF that you just shared with us or PowerPoint, is that something that's available to advisors on your website?
Absolutely. It's in the downloads section of our website. And with your permission, Callie, perhaps we can also include it in the show notes, to this event so that people can access it easily and quickly. A really handy, neat asset, a one-pager, giving you an overview of the 15 moments that matter.
And look at that. I've got a link down there for the resources you've got. That's great. I would really encourage any of our viewers to go download that. I think it's super helpful. Philipp, do you have any advice for advisors on how to stay proactive on those curveballs that you mentioned?
God gave us 2 ears and a mouth, probably for a reason.
Yeah.
So listening,
Yeah.
paying close attention to the explicitly spoken and sometimes the implicitly alluded to is just key to success. And by and large, I hope you concur, advisors are excellent at that.
Yes.
Reading between the lines, having empathy, and, studying, anticipating needs for advice. I will also throw it out there real quick without wanting to derail the conversation.
Of course.
There is a lot of talk of AI right now and how it will impact our space. And Callie, I am certain that one day soon, the machine will be able to tell the advisor that client X is getting a divorce before client X knows herself.
Yeah.
I am certain that day will come. However, it's not here yet.
Yeah.
At least not at a sufficiently high enough level of confidence for us to approach things this way. So when it comes to Bento Engine and how we approach things, wherever we can, we run algorithms and have the machine tell the advisor of next best action opportunities. However, when it comes to getting divorced and that type of stuff, it's pull-based. It's AI as in advisor intelligence.
Yeah.
The advisor gets wind that a divorce might be in the cards, goes into her CRM, and at the contact level, clicks divorce, and the materials will be presented right then, right there. So we live in a fascinating time where technology is making progress in leaps and bounds, but one still has to be very careful and thoughtful on how to apply it.
Absolutely. Agree 100%. I'd say that advisors' assistants are doing a lot of the talking. They're the ones answering the phones. Do you have any resources or advice to advisors on how they can also train their staff on what to be listening for?
Callie, spot on. It takes a village. Many an advisor serves their client in some kind of team construct. senior advisor, junior advisor, senior advisor, sales assistant, analysts. We've seen all kinds of permutations out there, which is wonderful. Excuse me just 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm getting over a cough, so sorry for that.
Bless you.
And Kelly, you're spot on that not everybody might be as knowledgeable
Yeah.
on these wealth planning opportunities as the senior advisor. So what we do as Bento Engine is we not only alert advisors in the CRM of upcoming advice opportunities, we not only supply them with multi-format materials to serve their clients with, and I'll bring those to life in a minute. I think it's interesting that we provide multiple formats so that advisors can pick the best mode of communication on a client or prospect specific basis. But we'll get there in a second.
Yeah.
To your point, Kelly, for every topic, we provide internal use only advisor FAQs. Think of these as a cheat sheet for the back pocket of the advisor or the person rendering the advice.
Yeah.
So if you need a refresher on how do QCDs, qualified charitable distributions, work again, how exactly do working papers at age 14 work in my state, it's specific, how exactly does one make catch-up contributions in retirement accounts? If you or any team member needs a refresher, we have that baked into the system. We believe in lifelong learning, and we also believe in the moment, on the job learning, if you will.
Yeah.
Thus, there's a strong learning component baked into the Bento system.
Yeah. I love that. And that is part of the Bento system, correct?
Correct. It's integral part. And by the way, Kelly, we are almost 3 years into our journey. We envisioned Bento with all the client-facing materials. The notion of internal use only advisor FAQs came about through co-creation with some of our pilot partners who said, Philip, the stuff is great. It works wonderfully for those advisors who are highly proficient in the topics.
Yeah.
Newsflash, not everybody is. We have some younger colleagues. We have some colleagues that come more from the insurance or the transactional side of the business. Can you help them get comfortable with the topics? Yes, we can. For every topic, there's these internal use only advisor FAQs that up the level of play and understanding for the advisor and their team members.
Yeah. I love that. That would be so helpful. Now, you shared with us the 15 milestones, right? And I know that you have some other resources for advisors to use with their clients. In the research phase, when you guys were building Bento Engine, did you find that some things resonate better with clients than other things, like infographics versus pictures versus video?
Yeah, look, I know that you know, and I hope that our audience concurs. Thank God we're all different. Our clients and prospects have different communication preferences and learning styles. Roughly 60% of Americans are visual learners. They benefit from looking at a well-structured PowerPoint or PDF page. So of course we have that in our toolkit.
Yeah.
Some of your clients hate looking at PowerPoint pages. They want to have a conversation instead. For those use cases, for every topic, we provide talking points. Frame the conversation for the advisor, and then spoon feed to the advisor the key messages to relay in an impactful dialogue on the topic at hand.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, Kelly, many of our clients and prospects are the constantly on the go type. You know, ADHD, traveling, living in their email boxes. If the advisor wants to fire off a well-structured email, we've got them covered as well. So visuals, PowerPoint and PDF, talking points for audio learners, and then email for the on-the-go crowd are the current key 3 formats that Bento provides. Now, To your point around videos and other, modes of communication, some of our very cutting edge advisor clients take our content and then repurpose it via videos, via social media postings.
Yep.
We've seen some of them take our content and transpose it into evening seminars, on how to make optimal Social Security benefit selections, for example, which
Right.
we are delighted by.
Yeah.
We are very, very mission driven. Bringing better advice to more American families is what we're all about. We're doing that via the bentoengine.com system. And if our clients repurpose our content to reach even more clients and prospects in even better ways, then that is 100% welcome.
Yeah. What you said your mission is to help families make better wealth decisions, right? How did that come about? Like, I feel like there's a story there.
Of course, there always is. There always is. So first off, our mission statement, technically speaking, is to bring better advice to more American families. And we are focused on advice that goes beyond investing. Nothing to do with markets or security selection. That's plenty covered.
Yeah.
Our advice focuses on creating tax alpha, competency alpha, and peace of mind on the client side. And we're doing that via you, their caring financial advisors, so that families thrive and advisor practices grow. We see a unique opportunity to do good and well at the same time, if that makes sense. Now, the origin story, to answer your good question.
Yeah.
I have done different things in my life. The past 15 years I spent on Wall Street at Deutsche Bank and JP Morgan in a number of capacities, always focused on wealth management. However, originally, I am a Procter & Gamble trained brand manager and a recovering BCG strategy consultant. 5 wonderful years in New York, picking up a strategic 202. I mention this here because with my P&G and BCG background, it will not shock you to hear that I love to mystery shop my own industry, that I like to eat my peers' cooking. I like to first experience what is it like being a client of firms X, Y, and Z. So for a long time, I've had 12 fine RIAs, private banks, wirehouses serving my family. I am even more fragmented than your typical wealthy person in the US by choice. Now, pop quiz question for you, Callie. How many of the 12, when I look at their value propositions, by now have some kind of promise of comprehensive, holistic advice as part of their value prop?
Oh my gosh. It's got to be really high.
12 out of 12.
There you go. Okay. I was going to say like 60, 70, but no, 100%.
Even the insurance folks by now insist on doing fulsome financial planning with me. Our industry is shifting.
Oh, yeah.
Away from pushing product towards leading with advice. So by now, almost everybody is talking the talk. But are they walking the walk?
That's a great question.
Next pop quiz question. I'm dating myself. When I recently turned 50, how many of my 12 providers not only called to wish me happy birthday, but to also give me the relevant wealth management advice at that point in time, which in my case is making catch-up contributions in my retirement accounts so that I increase my tax-advantaged savings and investings rate. What do you think?
I'm going to say they all called you to say happy birthday, but only half gave you the timely advice.
You are slightly too optimistic, my friend. 8 called me to wish happy birthday.
Okay.
And 0 addressed catch-up contributions. Last pop quiz question. When our twins recently turned 14, how many gave me and my wife guidance on how to get them working papers?
Oh, 0.
That they legally start earning income and then open custodial IRA accounts under the kid's name. 0, unfortunately, is the right answer. Callie, I raised that here because there's a massive gap between the talk and the walk. And that was catalyst behind Bento Engine. We thought perhaps now the time is ripe for technology to help advisors to scale their good work. Look,
Yeah.
both you and I know there are many great advisors out there who do this work.
Mm-hmm.
I go to conferences and ask people, do you advise on catch-up contributions, QCDs, and so on? They look me straight in the eye and say, of course I do.
Right.
That's what a good advisor does. And they're not lying.
Yeah.
However, they do that work manually, and
Mm.
thus, by nature, it's not scalable. They
Mm-hmm.
do that work for their best clients only.
Mm.
When you look at the middle of the book or the bottom of the book,
Mm-hmm.
those clients are oftentimes woefully underserved and represent a massive, organic, built-in revenue growth opportunity that we're
Yeah.
helping our partner firms capture.
Mm. That's great. I love that. And I love that origin story.
Mystery shopping, the power of first-hand experience.
Yeah. Okay, we have a question that came in from Pamela who said, Philip, how does it benefit advisors to know which life events their clients have in common?
Oh, interesting. So Pamela is probably going into a segmentation and potential campaign, Eric,
Mm-hmm.
great idea, Pamela. Some of our user firms ask us to bunch alerts on a monthly or even quarterly basis so that they can identify who all is turning 50 this quarter and then running campaigns even more efficiently on those segments of clients or prospects. So,
Yeah.
Pamela, I hope this answers your question. But one great use case, one great reason for pooling, alike clients that are experiencing the same life events is that you can run campaigns and reach out in even more efficient and effective ways. Now, the second thought would be not all life events, but some life events may lend themselves to peer-to-peer learning. Meaning, if you have a sufficiently high number of, say, folks that are thinking about moving to Florida or that are mourning the loss of a loved one,
Yeah.
perhaps you could facilitate mutual introductions and unleash the power of peer-to-peer communication and
Community.
learning.
Yeah. Communities, I feel like, is the trend that has been rolling out over the last couple of years.
For good reason.
Yeah. I think COVID really kind of showed us all how isolated we are.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you're reaching out to clients, say like it's their birthday, they turn 50, how often should you be reaching out if they don't answer?
Sorry for the cough. Great question. And I'm not sure that there's one golden, one size fits all type of answer. By and large, the more you reach out, the better. The data is very clear on that front. In addition to the quantity of communication, the quality matters too. Meaning, reaching out because IBM declined 2% and the client holds IBM in her portfolio might not always be that relevant. Let's be honest. Reaching out because the kids turn 14 and educating on the opportunities that entails, a much different perception on the client side. Light years.
Yeah.
Deeper, better, more relevant, personable, actionable.
Yeah.
So quantity and quality matter. With respect to closing the feedback loop, ideally, of course, when you reach out, you get signals back. If you don't, it begs the question, did you pick the right mode of communication? Maybe it's convenient for you to keep on sending emails, but the person is not email, open.
Right.
Perhaps it's better to pick up the phone and call.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you how to do your job there, advisors out there on the lines. You have unique talents at picking the right mode of communication on a client and prospect specific basis.
Yeah. They know their clients best.
Bingo.
Yep. What would you say, kind of going off of Pamela's question a little bit, what would you say is the biggest threat to an advisor who isn't proactive or doesn't know which life events their clients have in common?
being disintermediated by advisors who reach out to
Mm.
your clients. Oftentimes, your clients are being
Yeah.
prospected, let's be honest, by
Yeah.
other advisors. And
Yeah.
if you are asleep at the wheel, if you are not demonstrating your worth day in, day out, if you're not covering proactively everything that you can cover proactively, you run risk of being disintermediated by those advisors who will.
Mm.
On that note, we strongly encourage all of our clients to use the Bento advice in their prospecting efforts,
Mm.
because it's a wonderful way to differentiate your practice, show how client-centric you are, and to create value from the get-go.
Mm. I mean, that kind of goes into my next question, which was going to be the opposite of, right, what threats are there? What opportunities have you seen come about through advisors using Bento Engine and, creating those touch points on life
Yeah.
events?
On the one hand, it's the flip side of the cons, of course. I will expand by adding the following. Really cutting edge advisors use Bento to serve and convert their prospects.
Mm.
And to do that well, they need to augment the data they have on their prospects in the CRM.
Mm.
But now everybody has pretty good and clean data on their clients in the CRM. They must by law. When
Mm.
it comes to the state of play on the prospecting side, that is still all over the map. I'm sure you
Mm.
see it too in your work. So using Bento as a catalyst to augment, to clean up the prospecting data is one big trend we see. And then
Mm.
the other one, Kelly, that I want to spend just a minute on, being conscious
Yeah.
of time here, is connecting with the next gen
Mm.
early in constructive ways.
Mm-hmm. I
At
mean,
the
yes, that's one
engine
of the biggest things I hear at conferences is how do we get the next gen? Because our
bingo.
client
And
base is
we all know the sad statistics. How many of G2 leave when
yeah.
G1 passes? How few retain G1's advisor?
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes because the incumbent advisor didn't even connect with
Right.
G2. Then we
Yeah.
shouldn't be surprised if they
Yeah.
move on. So what Bento does is we give advisors dozens of opportunities to connect with G2 or G3 of the client
Mm. Yeah.
in early and constructive ways for
Mm.
everyone's benefit.
Yeah. Um, I know you mentioned that some of your clients will take your information and repurpose it for blogs or videos, etc. And you also mentioned it helps clean up the prospects and CRM. Is there any sort of connection between social media and Bento Engine that might pick up, like, hey, this client had this event happen, or a prospect maybe?
So we don't crawl or screen or scrape social media information for a variety of reasons, including the creepiness factor that is still, associated with it.
Sure.
We do notice, however, that some of our partner firms use the Bento content to help shape, inform, and guide their
Mm.
own social media campaigns. And
Yeah.
frankly, we love it when
Yeah.
advisors lead with a modicum of client-centric advice in their social marketing
Yeah.
and then bring that promise to life,
Mm.
deliver against it once
Yeah.
the prospect becomes a client.
Yeah.
That extension of the value chain from marketing, making the promise, to then the actual system being delivered when the person becomes a client, we just love, and is a very powerful combination.
Right. So something that we talk about a lot at Cali Collective is knowing your audience, because everything you're creating with your marketing campaign should go back to your audience. And so I think Bento Engine is great because you can take your existing clients, your top clients, and say, this is my audience. If I'm trying to get more people like this, they're probably going to have these same um, life events that my clients are going to have. And then you can create content around that. And I think that's so powerful.
You got it. You got it. Callie, we could go on and on. I've thoroughly enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah.
I hope I was able to bring the bentoengine.com solution to life at least a little bit. There is so much power in leading with timely, personal, impactful advice during moments that matter on the life journeys. And I don't know about you, sometimes I have a hard time differentiating, is this marketing or is this client service? The
It's
two
all
are
mixed
clearly
together.
overlapping. Indeed, indeed.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much, Philip, for your time and your expertise today. And we have the following QR code if you want to learn more about Bento Engine. Let me pull it up here somewhere.
I see it in the top left corner of your screen.
Oh, great. Okay, great.
Always visit us at bentoengine.com and follow us on LinkedIn and X.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Philip.
Callie, great.
And we have some big news here at Cali Collective. Starting next month, you can ask us marketing every Monday. That's right, we'll be streaming every Monday at noon Central, with the exception of holidays. So put a recurring event on your calendar or sign up for our newsletter, which will be emailed out every Thursday starting in January. So let me say this again. Join us every Monday to ask us marketing and sign up for our Thursday newsletter, which will be stocked full of digital marketing tips, tricks, and trade secrets. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you next year.